Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your weekend stock market wrap. So, this is the first one of these I'm going to be doing where I'm just going to be essentially talking about what happened this week and the main points that you need to know if you missed this week. As we know, last week was the Christmas holidays. Therefore, we had a shortened week. Christmas Day was off and Christmas Eve was a half day. So, we really had 3.5 full days of trading. However, we did see a lot of news come out on December 20th. The biggest takeaways from this week was one, the S&P 500 reaching its all-time high. It's absolutely insane given all of the earlier crashes of the month that we've reached to a point where the S&P 500 is at an all-time high. People call it the Santa Claus rally. Towards the end of the year, as we know, there's a bonus. Towards Christmas, there's a bonus. Doesn't necessarily reflect greatly on what 2026 will look like. Historically, we have seen this time be a greener time. The bigger news was the Supreme Court coming out and challenging all the tariffs that Donald Trump has placed in the last year and the legality of those tariffs. This is going to be huge for the market because if the Supreme Court wins, the United States government will have to refund $100 million to its people, which comes around $2,000 per person. It drives spending and it drives more investments into the market, which could be big on those sides. But we know how much the tariffs have affected the last year of trading. Anytime there's been news of tariffs, we've seen a decline in the market. And anytime we've seen a hold on any tariffs, we've seen a green market. So that's going to be huge. Now, if we look at the superconductor chips in itself, the administration has said that they will not put any tariffs on superconductors coming in from China. And they mentioned that the NVIDIA H200 chips will most likely not be tariffed as well. That is going to be great news for NVIDIA. As we know, the NVIDIA CEO have a good relationship with the Trump administration. Now, that has been all the big news of this week. Again, it was surprisingly a little bit more action-packed news than we usually expect for that week. But looking at next week, what I'm going to be looking for the most is any tells of the interest rates cuts coming in for next month. Right now, there's only a 50% bet that there's going to be an interest rate cut next month, and that's not necessarily great. Ever, the Fed did say that they are open to the possibility of interest rate cuts for next year, and it won't necessarily mean that there will be no cuts. The biggest one that people are looking for is the March cut. But for now, that is all the information that you need to know. If you've made it to the end of this video, I will tell you this. I have some surprises coming up for you guys in this channel that I'll announce before the end of the new year. But for now, peace.